Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, guidance, and messages the universe wants to share with us at this time, especially in regards to self love, self care, being gentle and kind to yourself, filling up your cup, listening to your body, and tending to its needs, not putting yourself on the back burner, because in modern society we tend to do that a lot. So let's take a look at the cards and see what else the universe wants us to know. Okay, so the first card we have out of the deck is the Turtle, Patience, and that can be really, really hard in a number of ways, especially in today's modern society where we want everything to be instantaneous and we're always on the go, go, go. We're hustling, we're grinding, we're pushing, we're powering through. We're going to make it happen. We want things now. Push of a button, done. But we need to have patience with ourselves because our bodies can't keep up like that. They really can't, because our bodies aren't a robot. They're not technology that'll just be like, boop, done. Our body, it has its limits. It has different energy levels at different points in time. It has different needs. Some days, you're going to be hungrier. Some days you're going to need more rest. Some days you're going to need more water. Some days the heat's going to be sapping your energy. Some days you're going to be really, really cold because it's cold outside, or like there's rain, whatever it is. We need to have patience and slow down and tend to our body, because we're not going to be able to keep up if we keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Sometimes it's okay to push because, we're resilient and we don't want to just throw in the towel and give up. But the thing is, a lot of us don't realize that taking a break, resting, relaxing isn't the same thing as giving up. And so we're like, no, I can't be weak. I got to power through. And it's just like, if you do that, it leads to burnout. I can speak from experience because I got caught up in that mindset and I was like trying to listen to what everyone was telling me, and they're like, oh, you gotta go out on your own and you gotta be able to make it, and all these jobs weren't paying me enough, so I'm just like working all these jobs and trying to make it happen and still not having enough. And I was working like 19 plus hour days a lot of time, including weekends with all the different jobs, and it's just like, that's not a way to live. It's not sustainable. Maybe here and there you can do it, but if you do that all the time, it's going to end very poorly. Speaking from experience, because I still have some of the after effects of that. And so the universe wants us to have patience with ourselves, with our healing journeys, with our learning, growing, improving, with our developing skills. I know with me sometimes I can get in this hyper fixated mode where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing great, I'm doing great, I'm doing great. And then before I know it, time has passed and I don't notice how much time has passed, and it can be the wee hours of the morning. The other day, it was like 6 in the morning when I looked up and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to go to bed. Thankfully, I could sleep in because I didn't have anything going on in the morning, but yeah, we need to pace ourselves better. And it can be easier said than done. Like, it's not just me wanting to get things done. It's sometimes I'm just really excited and passionate about what I'm doing, and I like get in the zone and all the other things fall away. So that, we got to be careful about that. But yeah, we got to take care of our bodies, myself included. I'm human like you guys, and I'm really excited about the creative things I've been working on, but I think I need to pace myself a little bit more with some of it, because yeah, I should not keep doing those all-nighters unintentionally, But also pacing yourself and having patience when the challenges come up, because that happened with one of the projects I'm working on. I keep hitting the snag and I get frustrated. So like, I've been forcing myself to walk away, to do other things, to play with Suki, to get some water, to have some food, do something different, take care of chores around the house. That way I'm just not beating my head against the wall, because yeah, that's just going to lead to more frustration and we don't need that. And again, taking a break isn't quitting. And things usually work better when I come back to it. But yeah, like, we need to have more patience, guys. Patience is a virtue, and it feels like very few people are good at patience. And normally I can be pretty patient and easygoing and flexible, but sometimes I can just get in that hyper fixated mode. I'm like, no, I want it to work because I'm super excited about it, and then I can trip myself up, and But yeah, having the patience, giving yourself more care and love and gentleness and kindness is going to transform you, because you're not going to try to be rushing and forcing things and powering through and always being on borrowed time. So one thing that I came across was the spoon theory in terms of energy, and like, you have a set number of spoons. Well, if you keep taking spoons from like the next day, you're going to get into this really bad debt in terms of energy, and it's going to take a lot longer to recharge your batteries. And so this is why the universe is saying, hey, it's time for some more self-love, for some more self-care, to fill up your cup, to rest if you need it, to tend to your body and its needs, because this is going to transform you. If you come from a full cup, you're going to be able to get a lot more done. Speaking from experience, my burnout phase was bad. Like, I didn't have like the will to do much of anything. I was always tired. Like, people started telling me that I was depressed. I'm like, no, I'm not depressed. I want to do things. Like, I'm excited by the ideas of things. I just do not have the energy to do it. And that's what happens when you keep borrowing from, the next day. It's just like, you get a debt. It's sort of like the sleep debt thing. It takes a lot longer to pay off that debt, instead if you are, getting more regular sleep all the time. So this is why the universe is saying, hey, you're going to transform for the better if you actually are taking care of yourself. If you're actually showing yourself gentleness and grace and love and compassion, instead of trying to make yourself, be treated like a robot, like you can do it all. You don't need the weight of the world on your shoulders. You don't need to do it all. You can pick and choose your battles, what's most important for you to get done, and you don't have to do it all. You can get help from other people. You can delegate. Like, it's going to be life-changing. And just having the patience to not need it all done right now, because that's one thing I've noticed, like, with the kids nowadays especially. They want things done instantaneously, and they, like, have such short attention spans. Not all of them, but just a general trend. Like, I know that with my one friend and her kids, one is going to be 1 year old in November, but the older one, she has like no patience, no attention span. She gets bored really easily and will start like causing fuss and like getting into trouble if my friend tries to take her to the store just to like get, food and stuff that they need to take care of themselves. And so my friend is always like handing over the phone. It's like, and so it's just like, yeah, there's not much space, not much patience, there's all that instant gratification, not the long-term slow gratification. It's all external, not internal. And it's a whole thing that we should be working on. And yeah, the swordfish focus. What are we focusing on? Because, when we're taking breaks, when we're taking care of our body, we're showing ourselves self-love and self-care and compassion and kindness and gentleness and grace. What are we focusing on? Because there's a difference between technically giving yourself a break and being like, man, I should be doing this. I'm so lazy. I'm not good enough. Why am I so slow? Why can't I just get it done? Like, that's a whole other energy that's like, look at me. I'm giving myself the time to rest, to rejuvenate, to replenish so I can get this done. Like, it's a good thing to take breaks. It's a good thing to take care of myself, to fill up my cup, to make sure I have the energy that I need, that I nourish my body with these good foods, that I get enough water to stay hydrated, that kind of thing. It's a good thing. But our focus, because a lot of times people that I've observed in modern society focus very negatively on things. Like, everything's about, like, oh, me taking this time to slow down, to unwind, to rest, to nap if I need it, to, cook a good meal, whatever. It's like, it's eating up all this time. I should be doing all these other things. I'm not being productive during it. And then, they can start talking a mile a minute whether literally with our mouths or mental chatter. And yeah, where are we focusing? Are we being loving towards ourselves with our focus and helping uplift ourselves to build ourselves up? Or are we tearing ourselves down? Are we belittling ourselves, invalidating ourselves, making us feel like we're horrible, like we don't matter, that we're undeserving, we're unworthy, Where are we focusing? Because that makes a world of a difference. Oh, wow. It's funny because these two cards came out and they're both wisdom. The owl, the whale, wisdom. So this is the universe saying, hey, your focus, having patience and all that, caring towards yourself, loving towards yourself, filling up your cup, all that is going to lead to profound wisdom. You're going to know when your body needs more TLC. You're going to know when you need to be gentler with ourselves and when you can push yourself a little bit more. Because not every day is the same. We don't have the same energy. We don't have the same mental state, the same emotional state from day to day. Some days we just have a shorter fuse. We have less patience. Our skin isn't so thick. It's very like a little slightest thing could set us off. And so it's like having the wisdom to be like, okay, I need to be more mindful today. I need to take some things off my plate. I need to make more time for rest and relaxation and taking it easy, because it's going to help me show up better. And when I take care of myself, when I fill up my cup, when I show myself love and compassion, gentleness and grace, I'm going to show up as my best version. I'm going to be able to get more done. Because again, if we're burning ourselves out, if we're burning from both ends, like there's going to be nothing left of us. And the universe is saying, hey, we were coming in with the wisdom. You can do better. You can treat yourself better, and then you'll be able to show up better, Yeah. Release. May you lay down your burdens. You don't have to have the weight of the world on your shoulders, guys. Like, we don't have to do it all. We don't have to constantly grinding, pushing, forcing. The universe is saying, hey, you can slow down. You can allow. You can go into ease. Not that everything's going to be easy. Not that everything's going to be effortless, but life doesn't have to be so hard, so difficult, so demanding. We can choose a simpler, we can choose kinder, gentler, more loving paths for ourselves. We don't have to be so critical and harsh with ourselves. We can be gentler, show ourselves more love, allow ourselves to fill up our cup, and release all these expectations from other people, society, whatever. It's like, oh, if you're taking a nap, if you're resting, if you're, going slower today, you're bad. What, are you weak? What, are you incapable? Are you not strong enough? Are you not smart enough? What's wrong with you? You should be able to handle it. You're an adult, whatever. Like, I know the kinds of things they say. You can release all of that. It doesn't have to be baggage that you carry around. That doesn't have to be your burden. You don't have to choose it. It's the wisdom to know when to let go and release, Yeah. And also the wisdom to know when to allow. Allow. May you soften into what is. Like with me, learning when to walk away and to allow what is. Like, I can get very frustrated with things when, like, it should be simple. But it's just not working out right now for whatever reason. Maybe it's a bad internet connection. Maybe it's, Suki wants to play and so she's getting into things. Whatever it is. Maybe it's family coming in and they're being loud and noisy and chaotic and throwing their negative energy and complaints and all that around. Whatever it is. Like, there are so many things we can't control. We can't control other people. We can't control the weather. We can't control traffic. We can't control, the economy at large. Like, there's so many things that we cannot control. But what we can do is choose how we show up in the world to, as the one theory goes, the let them theories. Like, let other people do what they do. Allow what is. Like, doesn't mean we have to like it. Doesn't mean we can't work towards improving things, finding solutions, learning, growing, improving, all of that. But making peace with what is. With my one project, it's not working the way I want it to right now. And so I've been working on coming to peace with that. It's like, okay, let me work on other things before I drive myself crazy trying to fight with you, because right now that's what you want to do, project. Okay, I will work on other things. And when I chose to allow that and move on to other things, the other things worked out a lot better. And I'm just like, so I could have been, trying to fight things, trying to force things, with that one project and, going around in circles, beating my head against the wall, all of that. But it's like, is that the best way I want to spend my time and energy? And since I walked away, I was able to use my time and energy more effectively, and I got other things done. Not the initial thing I wanted to with that project, but the project isn't going anywhere. I can come back to it. I can allow what is. I can get softer instead of harder and trying to force things, trying to be rigid and controlling and, say this is how it has to be. It's like, there's the divine master plan and the perfected divine timing. Like, we don't know, okay? So we can just allow and get softer and be gentler, it's going to open so many doors to allow ourselves to release, to let go, And yeah, to make more room for joy, because, for instance, with that project, I was not enjoying. I was getting very frustrated. I was like, this is not helping me. It's not helping me. And so, yeah, may you pursue what lights you up. Since I shifted gears onto other projects, I felt so much lighter. I felt so much more in joy when I shifted gears, because things were flowing more smoothly and I was able to enjoy things more. Not that I didn't enjoy the other project, but I was getting frustrated with how that was playing out. Like, it was not working for me. And so I shifted gears. And the one project I shifted into right away was this affirmation generator, because I was like, you know what? So many people, they're not recognizing the power of their words, the power of the tongue, the power of what they think and they believe. And so I was like, let's do some powerful I am affirmations, I am abundant, I am powerful, I am strong, I am capable, I am creative, those kinds of things. So I was like, you know what? If I can do that and make it fun and interactive, then, it could help other people, because it could start getting that energy, that frequency, those words to be their narrative, and that would shift their reality. And I had lots of fun. I'm not gonna lie. And it was I was so happy doing it. And so, yeah, do more things that light you up. Don't keep fighting with the same things that are dragging your energy down and getting you frustrated. Not that you're not allowed to have the human experience. I didn't belittle myself and be like, how dare you get into this fight with it and be frustrated? How dare you? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, you're having a human experience. Can we shift gears? What do you think that'd be okay? Do you think we would enjoy that better? Do you think it'd be a better use for our time, energy, and attention? And yeah, I did. And I pursued what lit me up. That was where, my passion was at the moment. And it worked out great. I'm working on putting that up so people can use it. Aw. May you see the sublime in the everyday. And that's the thing. Since we're rushing around so much, we're hustling, we're grinding, we're pushing, we're on the go, 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 we're trying to power through, we're so busy, it leads to a lot of chaos, and there's not, those little mindful moments, savoring what you're doing, being present, noticing the beautiful sunset, or noticing how the golden sun rays are peeking through the clouds, or listening to the soothing sounds of the ocean waves, or, the patter of rain, or the smell of your favorite food. We're too busy going that we miss out on that. And the universe is saying, hey, this is a wonderful world. It has its contrast, there is the polarity between light and dark, good and bad, preferred, not preferred, all that, but there is so much splendor in the world. It has so much beauty, so much awe, so much sublime wonder in every day. And if we look for it, we can find it. One of my favorite quotes from Uncle Iroh, if we look for the light, we can often find it, but if we look for the dark, that's all we'll ever see. And, since we're getting so caught up in that chaotic, frantic, go, 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 busy energy, we often miss out on this because our focus isn't there. And so the universe is saying, hey, slow down, focus on the awe, focus on the joy, focus on, being present, releasing, allowing, Right. It's okay to rest. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to take mindful moments, to meditate, to journal, to slow down, to focus on your breathing, to pray, to, savor your beverage of your choice. Like maybe it's a steaming cup of tea or hot cocoa, coffee, whatever it is. I prefer water. That's just me, but it's okay to slow down and rest. It's okay to sleep in sometimes. It's okay to stay snuggled up in bed and to relax and not jump out right away. It's okay to listen to the rain, to, watch the sunrise, the sunset. It's okay to listen to good music and just do nothing for a while. It's okay to rest, to slow down, to just be. You're a human being, not a human doing. You don't have to constantly be on the go. That's what the universe wants us to know. It's okay to rest. Yeah. You're worth fighting for. You are worth fighting for. You are inherently deserving. You are inherently worthy. You deserve self-care, self-love, compassion, gentleness, kindness, all of that. You deserve it. You deserve filling up your cup, to treat yourself with kindness, to rest, to relax, to rejuvenate, to replenish. You deserve it. You're worth fighting for. So why not start focusing on that? Why not start treating yourself like that? Because I know with me personally, I got conditioned and programmed by my family, by school, by work, by fake friendships, by my narcissistic ex and toxic exes and all that. Like, they got me to question and doubt and think that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't good enough, that I was some kind of burden, that I was the problem, that I was something that always ruined everything, that I didn't deserve to speak up, to have my needs met, to be listened to be seen, to be validated. And it's like, the universe saying, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not true at all. It's not. You are worth fighting for. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to make those I am affirmations, to start shifting that narrative, because it's not true, guys. It's not. All those negative narratives and limiting beliefs are not true. We are worth fighting for. We have healing is your superpower. And that's the thing. Even if society, family, supposed friends, toxic exes, toxic bosses, toxic coworkers, whoever or whatever it may be, may have, damaged us, got us to think that we're not worthy, that we're not deserving, to, destroy our self-confidence, our self-love and all that. The thing is, we are way more powerful and stronger than we give ourselves credit for. Healing is our superpower. It's like how plants can grow in the most unexpected places, like even cracks in concrete or the side of a cliff. Like you would think, oh, that's no good, like it's not good stable ground. But no, life and love find a way. You can heal. Even if your environment isn't the best and is actually toxic and draining you, you can heal. You can choose better. You can choose what you focus on. You can transform. You can choose joy and awe and release. Healing is your superpower. You are worth fighting for. You can heal all those negative narratives and limiting beliefs. They don't have to be your story anymore. You can release yourself from the chains. You can lay down those burdens, guys. I'll keep moving forward. Even if today wasn't the best day, even if you had a rough time, even if your emotions were volatile and you were in the thick of your human experience and it was intense and things weren't going the way you hoped, it's okay. It's okay. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to pause, to reflect, to process, to work your way through it so you can release that and keep moving forward, no matter how small your steps are. You don't have to take giant leaps. Progress will come over time. That's why the universe said, hey, have patience. It's like the tortoise and the hare. The hare thought it was going to win. It got cocky and arrogant and won slow and steady progress with the tortoise. So keep moving forward. It's okay if other people seem to be doing better than you, because the thing is, They may not. They may be putting on this whole charade, this whole farce, this whole act, and pretending like they have it all together. But internally, their house is on fire, metaphorically speaking. So it's okay. Just keep moving forward, because you're worth fighting for. Show up for yourself every single day. Every single day. Right? Release. Let go of old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve your highest good. Embrace freedom in your life. That's the thing. The universe is trying to free us. It's trying to show us other ways. It's trying to get us to release all these old burdens so they're not weighing us down, to allow what is, so we're not, caught up in what our human ego thinks, quote unquote, should be, to allow the divine timing, the universe's master plan, to let go of all these limiting beliefs, negative narratives, unhealthy coping mechanisms and habits and patterns and cycles, like letting all of that go, releasing it so we can be free, so we can, pursue what lights us up, so we can see the divine and the splendor in every day. We can find it. We can choose it. We're worth fighting for. We can have it. Yeah. The universe is coming in and reassuring us. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. And that's the thing. The universe, the divine, the angels, God, source, creator, whatever you want to label it as, they see it. They see how hard you're working, how much you're healing, how you're changing, how you go about life, allowing yourself to rest, taking care of yourself, filling up your cup, loving yourself, and recognizing your worth, how you're moving forward in spite of all the challenges, in spite of all the hurts, in spite of all the setbacks and the delays and the denials and the rejections, all of it. So rest assured that things are going to start shifting. You're transforming, you're healing. It's a superpower. And you're going into this new period that is unlike anything you've ever seen. Yeah. Transformation. Release old habits, embrace new opportunities for growth, and trust in the universe's plan for you. Exactly. Trust. Trust. Have patience. Allow. And make the most of every day. See the good in every day. Not that you have to like everything. Not that you can't have your human emotions and, dislike things and be like, man, I wish this was different. But trust and watch as things unfold for you, because the universe has your back. It has you covered. It's working magic and miracles behind the scenes. So trust and get in alignment with your best self. Because if you want all these new beautiful blessings and gifts and this freer life, you can't live the old one. Because the old life, it had all sorts of chains and burdens and things that were restricting you, that were cutting you off, those limiting beliefs, those negative narratives, all those unhealthy coping mechanisms, patterns, habits, all of that. And this is why the universe is saying, hey, it's time to release it. You're transforming, so it's time to release it. To become the butterfly, you can't cling on to the caterpillar. The caterpillar has to die in order to become the butterfly. You can't cling on and be like, I want to be a caterpillar still. I want to still act like a caterpillar. Like, no. You're becoming the butterfly. You got to start becoming the butterfly. You can't be the caterpillar and the butterfly at the same time, guys. And, in order to become the butterfly, the caterpillar needs to rest. It knows that it's worth turning into the butterfly, and so it allows itself to rest and to transform and metamorphosize into the butterfly. It takes time. The caterpillar can't snap up its finger and become a butterfly. So allow yourself to do that too. Yeah, you have reached a new level and a new land to be discovered. There is something for you there. Yeah. You're entering the land, the era, the time of the butterfly. You're becoming free. You're transforming. And it's never going to be like your old life. It's this whole brand new thing. You're going to be so free. Because you know your worth. Because you're treating yourself better. You're filling up your cup so you have the energy to do what you want and need to do. You're not trying to force things. You're not trying to fight things anymore. You're co-creating with the universe. You're allowing. You're letting it flow. You are an original. So let yourself follow your own heart. Yeah. You don't need to be like everybody else. You don't need to chase other people and their paths and what they do. There are people who try to copy others, be like, I want to be famous like them, so I'm going to imitate everything they do. It doesn't work out because they're not authentic. It's not their path. Granted, maybe these people who, let's say they're on YouTube and they're like copying other people who are famous and had that, the surge of popularity and all that. Well, they could have it too, but they have to be themselves. They have to follow their own path. They have to be authentic and genuine, because one way or another, people tend to pick up on whether something's fake or not. So follow your own heart. Follow your own path. You're an original. You don't have to be like anybody else. And you're worth fighting for. So keep moving forward and watch the magic happen. You are never lost, but only forging a path to new worlds. Yeah. You are forging a path to new worlds, to new eras, to new chapters, to new beginnings, to new ways of being. You're becoming the greatest version of yourself. You're healing, you're learning, you're growing, you're improving. You're embracing joy. You're embracing awe. You're being patient. You are healing. You're recognizing your worth. You're filling up your cup. You're being kind, loving, gentle, and respectful to yourself. You're not putting yourself last. You're not putting yourself on the back burner. You're actually making yourself a priority. And it's changing everything. It's changing everything, guys. Okay. We have Inkpot, problems to be resolved. And this feels like part of it is like a mindset habit type thing, sort of like with me and how I can get, so in the zone and hyperfixated that I lose track of time. And it's like, I know that I should work on that. And so it's something to work on. Or it's like when you get fixated and you're like, I need to have this happen. You start, trying to fight it and force it and beating your head against the wall and getting frustrated. It's like having the patience, knowing when to walk away, that kind of thing. Just knowing the unhealthy coping mechanisms you have that you should heal just in order for your own sake, just out of love for yourself and respect for yourself, knowing that you're inherently worthy, that kind of thing. And you know that they're there and you're working on it. Like the first step is acknowledging it. So have patience because they will be resolved. You're in the midst of transformation, Okay, Apple. Temptation will test you. Yeah, you're going to be tempted to go back to the old ways that you're working on releasing and healing. And the one part of you knows that they're unhealthy coping mechanisms and they're not for your best good. And you know that it's, not treating yourself well, but it's the familiar, it's the known, they're habits. And so it can be hard to break them. And so you'll be tempted to go back, for instance, if, I've seen so many people do it, they break up with this nasty ex and it's a brutal breakup and you know that they weren't treating you right and you deserve better, but then you get lonely and so you go back and then the whole cycle repeats again. And so the universe is saying, hey, don't let temptation tempt you. Don't go back to the old ways. You know better, so it's time to start doing better. Not that it needs to be perfect, not that you can't ever slip up, or make mistakes, or stumble, or anything like that. Give yourself grace, be gentle with yourself. You're learning, growing, improving. The process of progress can be messy. It's not always straight shot, but know that you need to strive to do the new, to keep transforming. And I find it interesting that that ended up going on the snake with the tree. And it makes me think of the whole biblical story of Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge with the fruit of the apple. It's like, that's a whole thing. You're being transformed. So it's like, you can go back into old habits and go to the temptation, but the universe is asking you to not do that. Because, grapes, it's time to go out and have fun. It's time to put yourself first. This doesn't mean you neglect responsibilities and obligations and commitments. And if you have children or a job, you just throw it to the wind. It's hey, it doesn't matter. You still show up, still have integrity, have strength of character, but it's time to go out and have fun. It's time to put yourself first as well. It's not to always be putting everybody else first and making sure they're happy and they have what they need. That's my story with friends, coworkers, bosses, school groups, family, all of it. I got programmed and conditioned to put myself last and make sure everybody else was good. Everybody else had what they wanted. And then maybe I could start, taking care of myself, starting to have fun, doing what I want and need. And it's like the universe saying, hey, it's time to put yourself first, to make yourself a priority. Not that nothing else matters, but it's time to enjoy life more, to have that be your focus. Because Arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. This shift, this transformation is you on the right path. Again, it may be messy. You may slip up sometimes. You may make some mistakes. It's okay. You're on the right path. Doesn't mean it's going to be a straight shot, but you're on the right path. Keep moving forward. You're getting the wisdom. You're focusing on the right things. You're having the patience. You're transforming. You're releasing. And by doing all that, needle and thread, a sincere wish will be granted because you're choosing better. You're choosing yourself. You're not putting yourself last. You're not doing all the things that everybody else wants you to do and trying to make them happy. You're doing what you need, what makes you happy, what brings light into your life. You're appreciating the awe. You're having more gratitude. You're releasing what no longer serves and making room for love. You're releasing all these habits and patterns and cycles and coping mechanisms that don't serve you to make space for love. Love for yourself, knowing that you're worth fighting for, knowing that it's okay to rest, to take care of yourself, to fill up your cup, to love on yourself, to be gentle and caring and kind and loving and compassionate with yourself. You're bringing in the love. You're releasing all the old negative narratives, limiting beliefs, the judgments, the criticisms, all of that to make room for love. Yeah, but you're coming from your heart space now. Heart, love, deep affection, and caring. This is what you're exhibiting towards yourself. Because if you're like me, you showed it to everybody else and there wasn't any time, energy, and effort left for yourself. And so the universe is saying, hey, it's time to start making yourself a priority. Not that you're the only priority, everybody else goes by the wayside and you say, to heck with all of you, doesn't matter what happens to you, but you're being kinder to yourself. You're filling up your cup. You're showing yourself love and TLC and compassion and gentleness and grace. You're forgiving yourself for your past because you didn't know better. And you're making more room for joy, for awe, for your passions, for what lights you up inside, what excites you. You're making room for love and authenticity and fun and healing. And for this transformation, knowing that you're going to bigger and better places, that you're becoming the butterfly, that brighter days are ahead. So I'm sending you all so much love. Please take care. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.